My name is Saren Calloway and I am 29 years old. But this story begins 5 years ago when something very sad happened. My family started acting like I didn't exist. It was like they erased me from their minds, like I was a ghost standing in the house with no one seeing me. But before we start, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join our amazing community. Your support means the world to me and my family. Also, drop a comment below and let me know where you're watching from and how you're enjoying the story. I love hearing from all of you. Now let's get started. I remember standing in our old kitchen in Grand Rapids, where the floor always squeaked and the yellow lights buzzed. I was flipping burgers on a hot, noisy pan. The burgers sizzled so loudly that it almost sounded like they were angry. The whole kitchen smelled like smoke and meat. Dad sat in front of the TV watching a baseball game. He didn't look at me once. Every time someone on the screen threw the ball, he made a loud grunt, as if he cared more about the game than anything else in the world. Mom walked around the table moving napkins and plates for no real reason. She didn't talk to me either. She didn't even smile. She just chased shadows on the table like she was busy with invisible things. My brother Jasper sat on his phone bragging about his online toy store. "I made $2,000 today," he said, proud of himself. He never asked me how my day was. He didn't even look up. I took a deep breath. My heart beat fast because I wanted someone, anyone, to care about my news. "I got a promotion," I said loudly. "I'm now the senior coordinator. They're sending me to Key West." Silence. No eyes turned to me. Jasper kept scrolling through orders. He didn't even blink. Dad didn't say, "Congratulations." He just muttered, "Pass the ketchup." Mom finally looked at me, but she didn't smile. She only said, "Saren, Jasper needs quiet for his live stream." At that moment it felt like my whole body became invisible. Like I wasn't a daughter. Like I wasn't a sister. Like I wasn't even standing there. Later that night my Aunt Maris found me in the hallway. She put a gentle hand on my shoulder and whispered, "They will never see you, kid. Make your own life." Her words hit me so hard I almost cried. She didn't yell. She didn't blame me. She just told me the truth. So I decided to leave. I packed one small bag, only what I could carry. I placed my house key on the counter, the same counter where no one listened to me earlier. Before the sun came up I walked out the door. No one stopped me. No one asked where I was going. No messages came. No calls. By morning my family erased my number from their phones like I was someone who never existed at all. And here's something wild. 5 years later, when my aunt posted one photo of me standing next to my yacht, my dad messaged me for the very first time in all those years. And guess what? He didn't ask how I was. He asked for something else. But that part comes later. 3 months after leaving home, I took a one-way flight to Key West, Florida. I held one duffel bag and only $200 in my pocket. The plane ride felt strange and scary. I looked out the window and told myself, "You're starting over. You're going to be okay." When the plane landed, I felt the warm air hit my face. Palm trees waved like they were saying hello. An airport shuttle dropped me off at a small old motel near Duval Street. The paint on the walls was peeling. The sign flickered. But it was cheap. I paid for a week using cash. The person at the counter didn't ask a single question. I liked that. It felt peaceful. My first job came from a paper flyer taped to a wooden pole at the marina. It said, "Help needed, $10 an hour. No experience required." I tore off the little paper tab and went to the place, which was called Dawn Tie Lines. When I got there, a grumpy-looking man named Ronan looked me up and down and said, "Can you scrub decks?" "Yes," I said, even though I didn't know exactly how. He tossed me an old company t-shirt and said, "You start now." I scrubbed boat decks until my hands hurt. I carried ice chests that were heavy enough to make my arms tremble. The sun was hot and the water splashed on my shoes, but I worked hard. I rented a tiny room above a loud bar. The walls were thin and every night I heard music shaking through them. But I was safe. I had a roof over my head. I had a job. My phone stayed silent. No missed calls. No texts. After a while I stopped checking. One evening I scrolled through my contacts and noticed something strange. Mom, gone. Dad, gone. Jasper, gone. I didn't delete them. They deleted me. It hurt. But it also made me stronger. Weeks turned into months. I learned every boat at the marina. I learned who tipped well and who only tipped with cold beer. I learned how the ocean smelled at sunrise. I got promoted to logistics assistant. Now I help track fuel deliveries and crew schedules. My hands didn't blister as much anymore. For the first time in my life, my paycheck showed more than $1,000. I bought a used scooter and parked it proudly near the office. Aunt Maris texted me every Sunday morning. She always began with the same words, "Still breathing." At first I answered with yes. Then with short updates like, "Got a raise." She never asked too much. Never made me feel bad. She only said things like, "Proud of you, kid. Keep going." Her messages were like warm lights in dark rooms. One night I logged into an old social media account. Jasper's face popped up. His toy store looked huge now. Bright banners, big events, famous people talking about him. Mom had written comments like, "My genius son." Dad posted a picture with his arm around Jasper in a warehouse full of toys. There was no sign I had ever been part of their family. I deleted the app forever. Winter came, but winter in Key West stays warm. I moved to a small apartment with a window facing the water. Work got busier. I scheduled boats, fixed problems, and answered the radio all day and night. Ronan trusted me more and more. "You run the show now," he said. I opened a boat savings account. Every extra dollar I earned went into it. I walked the docks after work and looked at boats for sale. Some were shiny. Some were old. Some had dents and scars from storms. But I learned to understand them. Holidays have passed. Nobody from Michigan called. My birthday came and went. No card. No message. I celebrated with the crew at a bar, drinking cold sodas and laughing. Someone asked about my parents. I just said, "Long story." By year 2 I became the leader of the whole logistics team. My pay doubled. I rented a small boat slip for a rental skiff so I could practice docking. I took online captain courses. The ocean wasn't scary anymore. It felt like home. Aunt Maris's messages changed. "Saw a yacht listing. Thought of you." I told her, halfway to the down payment. We didn't talk about Grand Rapids. We didn't need to. By year 3 I finally did it. I bought a 38-foot yacht. The broker slid the papers to me. "Sign here," he said. When I finished signing, he dropped the keys into my hand and said, "She's yours, Miss Calloway." I renamed her Drifter. I painted the letters myself, smiling the whole time. The next day Ronan promoted me again. "You're now the Fleet Operations Director," he said. My pay went up 30%. I hired 2 assistants and improved our scheduling system. Profits went up. The company grew. I moved into a condo next to the water with a private slip for Drifter. Every morning I saw my boat through my window. Then I met Elias Crane, an insurance man with a neat shirt and a friendly dog named Rusty. He walked onto Drifter and checked every detail. He told me how to keep my boat safe from storms. I signed a new insurance policy. His business card said Crane Financial Law and Marine Assets. Later I found out he was Aunt Maris's nephew. My first weekend on Drifter I drove out to the reef alone. I dropped the anchor. Turned off the engine. Everything went silent. I opened a cold beer and watched the endless water. No parents. No brothers. No expectations. For the first time I felt completely free. Elias emailed me later with money tips. I asked questions. He offered a free meeting. We met at a coffee shack. Rusty and my dog Luna played together happily. Maris texted, "Elias says you're asking smart questions." Soon she asked, "Mind if I visit?" I sent her the address. 2 weeks later she arrived in a rental car and hugged me tightly. "Look at you, Captain," she said proudly. We walked onto Drifter. She touched the rail and smiled. They'd choke if they saw this. We grilled fish and watched the stars that night. He told me she was proud. Not jealous. Not nosy. Just proud. She started visiting more, bringing groceries and cooking for me. "Someone has to feed you properly," she said. Sometimes Elias came too. We talked about money plans and future ideas. Rusty and Luna chased birds along the dock. We sailed to sandbars. Floated in clear water. Laughed. Rested. Lived. And slowly, piece by piece, I built a new life with people who actually saw me. Aunt Maris. Elias. My crew. My dogs. The ocean. I wasn't erased anymore. I wasn't invisible. I wasn't forgotten. I was finally home. She likes telling old stories. She never talks about the fighting in the family. She always says the same thing, look forward, not back. My work gets bigger and bigger. Soon I am taking care of 10 whole boats. I make deals for boat fuel. I teach the captains the new rules. My boss gives me more money for doing good work. My own boat Drifter gets better too. I put shiny solar panels on top. I added satellite internet so I can talk to anyone even far away. I sleep on Drifter for half the week and in my condo for the rest. My lawyer Elias helps me protect my money. He writes papers that stop people from taking things from me. He says, build walls they can't climb. I nod and sign where he shows me. Makes me feel safe. One time Maris visited me. He's smiling a lot. She takes a picture of herself on the front of my boat. She says it is just for my phone. I believe her. I don't even think about it twice. Then one Saturday Maris comes again. She parks her rental car by the dock. He hops out with a big cooler. Her sunglasses sit on top of her head. Lunch on me, she calls happily. She steps onto Drifter like she does it every day. I clear the little table outside. I open the cooler. Smells amazing. Inside are fresh lobster rolls she bought from a drive-through place on her way. We eat quietly at first. The ocean breeze mixes with the garlic sauce. Maris wipes her hands on a napkin and says, show me around. So I do. I show her the new screens in the control area. I show her the soft cushions I added. I show her my small boat office with 2 monitors I use to watch my fleet of boats. Maris nods at everything like she's proud of me. You turn this boat into a command center, she says. At the front of the boat she stops. Stand there, she tells me. I stand with my hands in my pockets. He takes a picture. Then another. Then she steps back a lot and takes a huge picture of the whole boat with me standing in the middle. Iconic, she says. For what? I ask. For me, she lies as she starts typing fast on her phone. Then she shows me the post. A picture of me on Drifter. A long message under it. It says, my niece Saren Calloway did what no one thought she could. She owns her own yacht now. She built her whole life herself. I grabbed her phone. Maris, no. But it is too late. She already posted it online. The likes come in fast. Ding ding ding. People write things like, so pretty. Queen. I walk in circles on the deck. The family group sees all your posts. I told her. She only shrugs. Exactly. We sat again. She stares at me with serious eyes. You've come so far, kid. Director of a whole boat fleet. A paid-off yacht. A life you made yourself. They're going to come sniffing around now. I cross my arms. Let them. No, she says sharply. Keep your walls high. 5 years they pretended you didn't exist. One picture won't change that. Her phone keeps buzzing. He looks and smirks. Cousin Jenny says, is that Saren? I peek. More messages pop up. She looks rich. How did she do that? Maris puts her phone away. See? They're already jealous. And you deserve every bit of it. She raises her water bottle. To stay untouchable. We take Drifter out for a ride. The boat glides over the water. Maris holds the wheel and shouts, laughing as the boat goes fast. This beats Michigan traffic, she yells. When we dock, she hugs me tight. Call me anytime. And don't be soft if they try to come back. On Monday the post has 300 shares. Maris keeps sending screenshots. Aunt says she didn't know you could do this. Uncle says he feels lonely without you. On Tuesday, Cormac likes the picture but doesn't say anything. Sylvie comments, beautiful boat. Maris texts, Mom is fishing for answers. On Wednesday Jasper messages Maris, is this photo fake? Maris replies, nope. Real. I read that while eating lunch. Elias sees my face. Family drama, he asks. I show him. He laughs. Classic. On Thursday the post reached 1,000 comments. Maris calls me during a meeting. I step outside. They're losing it, she whispers. Your dad asked me for your number. My heart thumps. What did you say? I told him you'd call if you wanted to. I stay quiet. Maris fills the silence. You should be proud, Saren. They were wrong about you. Friday brings more messages. A cousin asks, she's single and has a yacht? Must cost a lot. Maris says, none of your business. Over the weekend Maris drives down again with steaks. We grill them on the deck. Heard the whispers? She asks while flipping meat. I nod. They say you're the villain who disappeared. He hands me a plate. Good villains win. And remember, they always chose Jasper's problems over your successes. I eat slowly. What if Dad calls? Hang up, she says. That night she kept praising me. You're thriving. That scares them. Sunday she texts, post at 1.2K. Still strong. On Monday everything blows up. Maris sends endless screenshots. Sylvie, we should talk to Saren. Cormac, yes. Jasper, maybe she can help us out. Maris writes, there it is. I stare for 10 minutes. Then delete everything. At the end of the month, Maris visits again with groceries. I saw the last message. I nod. Keep your distance, she says. You have the power now. Over coffee she lifts her mug. To the niece who grew too big for her cage. Monday morning my phone buzzes nonstop. An unknown number. Saren, it's Dad. My heart freezes. The full message says, I saw the picture. You're alive. We need to talk. Call me. I don't call. I screenshot it and send it to Maris. She replies, block him. I hover my thumb over block. Buzz. Another text. Your mom and I are worried. 5 years is a long time. I walk around the cabin. Luna, my dog, whines because she feels my worry. Buzz. A third text. Jasper saw the photo. He's shocked. Maris calls. Don't answer. He said we like nothing happened. Let them stew. I mute everything and go to work. Later an email arrives from Cormac. I tried calling. Answer your father. There is a flight plan attached. He, Sylvie and Jasper are flying to Key West. Tomorrow. I sent it to Elias. He replies, could count as harassment. Save every message. At lunch Maris sends screenshots of more chats. Sylvie is booking a hotel. Jasper writes, can't wait to see her boat. I call Maris. They're coming. I know, she says. Your dad even changed his profile picture. My afternoon meeting dragged on. My phone buzzes with a voicemail from Cormac. Saren picked up. We're family. I deleted it. Elias visits the dock after work. His dog Rusty runs around happily. Legally, Elias says, don't invite them aboard. Tell them not to come. I nod. I write a message that says, do not come. You are not welcome. I don't send it. Evening comes. Jasper messages, sis, that yacht is real? Dad says we're visiting. Cool if we crash there. I show Maris on video. He cracks up. Crash at your place? No way. Another email arrives. A hotel confirmation. See you soon, kiddo, Cormac writes. I walk around the boat. Luna follows. Maris texts, be strong. They want something. Tuesday I blocked Cormac's number. He emails right away, new number. See you tomorrow. Elias checks the travel plans. They're serious. By noon Sylvie tries an old email. Honey, we miss you. Let's meet. I archive it. Maris sends more screenshots. Jasper says, she owes us for disappearing. My boss asks if I'm okay. Family stuff, I say. Afternoon comes. The last travel alert shows their plane is on time. Maris calls again. They fly out tomorrow. Are you ready? As ready as I can be. I tie Drifter's ropes tighter. I lock the cabin. I put a sign, private vessel, no entry. Elias brings a trespass paper I can give them if needed. That night a last text arrives from a new number. Landing at 2 p.m. Meet us at the airport. I ignore it. Wednesday morning I watch the plane on my phone. Maris texts, you've got this. They land. That afternoon they walked onto the dock with big suitcases. My dad waves like we are best friends. Saren. There she is. My mom holds her purse tight and stares at Drifter. Jasper drags his bag, smiling way too big. I stand at the walkway with my arms crossed. What are you doing here? Dad steps forward. We came to see you. Family reunion. He tries to step onto Drifter. I blocked him. This is private property. Tell me why you're here. Mom says, honey, let us go. It's hot. Jasper nods. Yes, sis. Show us the yacht. I stay still. Answer first. Dad sighs. Fine. We saw the picture. It's amazing. Now move. I step aside but warn them. Touch nothing. They walk aboard. Dad whistles at the steering area. Mom sits on a soft, fluffy cushion on my boat. She looks a little nervous and keeps smoothing her skirt with her hands. Jasper, my brother, is holding his phone high in the air and taking pictures of himself again and again. Zap zap. I watch him and think, this is so strange. This whole visit feels wrong. I lean against the shiny rail on my boat and wish I could stop the tour we are supposed to be taking. I don't even know why they suddenly wanted to come see me after 5 whole years of no calls, no messages and no care. Then Dad steps in front of me. His face looks serious, like he practiced what he was going to say. He says he wants to talk, honestly, for the first time in a long time. He says Jasper, my brother, is in big trouble with his business. Jasper jumps in before Dad can finish. He talks super fast. He says his online toy store is having a big problem. The people who give him toys to sell, the suppliers, now want him to pay money before they give him more toys. He says they want $52,000 right away or they will take all their toys back and stop working with him. Mom leans forward and says softly, we thought maybe you could help. You're doing so well now. Dad nods like this is all very normal and says, loan your brother the money. Family helps family. I look at them for a long moment. My chest feels tight. They didn't care about me for 5 years. 5 whole birthdays, 5 holidays, 5 good news messages, 5 everything. And now they show up asking for money like I'm their personal bank. Jasper begs, come on, Saren. I worked so hard. I built this business from nothing. It's just one bad quarter. Help me out. Mom's eyes get teary. She dabs them with a little tissue. He's your brother, she says in a shaky voice. Think how stressed he must be. Dad shakes his head at me like I'm doing something wrong. We raised you better than this, he says. Your success came from us supporting you when you were young. I let out a sharp laugh. Surprises even me. Support. I say. You deleted my phone number the day I moved out. Mom wipes her eyes again. We were hurt, she whispers. You left without saying goodbye. Jasper shrugs and says it was my fault. Dad says none of that matters now. They want my help today. They want money today. He even says, prove you're still part of this family. I point to the exit on my boat. Get off, I say quietly. They all freeze like statues. Mom's eyes widened. You would let your brother fail? Jasper crosses his arms. $52,000 is nothing to you. Look at this fancy boat. Dad says I'm ungrateful after everything they did. Mom says she prayed for a nice happy reunion and now I'm ruining it. Jasper pulls out his phone and says he will ask the whole internet for money and put my name as a sponsor. I take his phone and look him in the eye. Try it, I say. Dad changes his voice to sound soft and gentle like sugar. Saren, please. Think of old times. Mom says we used to be so close, like best friends. I hand Jasper his phone back and say those close days ended when they chose Jasper's dreams over mine again and again. Jasper says I'm jealous of him. Dad says Jasper needs help and I don't. Mom stands up and says if Jasper loses his company it's my fault. He tries to make me feel bad. I open the little gate on the boat. Leave, I say, or I'll call security. Dad grabs his suitcase. You will regret this, he says. Mom says I have a cold heart now. Jasper mutters, karma will get you. They walk off the boat in a line. Dad turns at the end and says, last chance. Wire the money tonight. I slam the gate shut. Luna, my sweet dog, gives one short bark. I lock the gate. My friend Maris texts me. Handled. I told her yes. My parents and brother asked for money and I said no. Elias, the dock manager, calls later. He says the dock workers told him my family looked upset. He asks if I want to make a trespass complaint. I say, not yet. Later in the evening a bunch of emails come in. Dad says I should think again. Jasper says he's desperate. Mom sends an old family picture of all of us smiling long ago. Jasper even sends a bill asking for the $52,000 and calls it a sibling loan. I deleted everything. Night falls. The sky is dark and calm. I sit in the cockpit and watch the security videos. I see my family arguing with each other after I told them no. Maris sends me a voice message telling me she's proud of me and that my family showed their true colors. I saved the message. I walk to the bow of the boat, the very front. The salty wind blows hard on my face but it feels good. Feels like freedom. Then I see them. They come back again. Mom, Dad, and Jasper walking as one group. Dad calls, Saren, wait. I lift my hand. Stop, I say. 5 years. Let's count them. Mom stops walking. Jasper shifts like he wants to run away but also wants to stay. I begin telling them everything they did over the last 5 years. Year 1, I say. My birthday. No call. No text. I turned 25 alone in a motel room. You were all at Jasper's big party. Dad tries to speak but I keep talking. Year 2, I got a promotion. I sent a message to our family group chat. You all read it. You didn't say anything. But you gave Jasper money for his new warehouse. Jasper says it was an important business decision. I ignore him. Year 3, I bought my boat Drifter. A huge milestone. None of you said a word. Instead you co-signed more loans for Jasper. Mom whispers, we didn't know. I say, you chose not to know. Year 4, I go on, I became a director at my job. My salary went up. I emailed you to share the news. You ignored me again. You spent your money helping Jasper rebrand his business. Dad says Jasper needed it. Keep going. Year 5, this week. You only came to see me because you want $52,000. They all go silent. I walk closer. You erased me, I say softly. You deleted my number. You skipped every holiday. You acted like I wasn't alive. But now that I have money, you suddenly remember me. Mom reaches out to touch my arm. I step back. No, I say. Leave my boat forever. Jasper steps forward like he wants to grab me. You owe us, he says loudly. My security radio crackles. 2 guards walk over. Ma'am, is there trouble? They ask. I nod. Please escort them away. Dad shouts, she's our daughter. The guard says, this is a private vessel. Please move. They gently guide my parents and brother away. Mom cries my name. Jasper yells that I'm selfish. I watch them walk to the end of the dock. Then my phone rings. Maris. She asks if I'm okay. I say I feel better than ever. She says they will pretend to be victims but I should ignore it. She says I protected my peace. Thank her. She says she'll always be here for me. Weeks pass. Elias tells me the news. Jasper's suppliers take all the toys back. His business closes. He files for bankruptcy. The bank sells everything. My parents borrow money to try to help him. Their house gets taken by the bank too. They move to a tiny apartment in a rough neighborhood. I block all their numbers and emails. Elias sends letters telling them to stop bothering me. And just like that, it's over. My boat business does great. I will buy more boats. I promote good workers. I teach new ones. Luna grows older but stays happy. Maris visits every few months. We ride on the water, laugh and plan fun things. We never talk about my old family anymore. I learned something important. Real family is the people who stay even when you have nothing to give them. My parents and brother stayed away until I had something they wanted. Now I choose who gets to board my life. And my peace stays safe and strong, like an anchor holding steady in the deep blue sea.